is rock and roll.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Blue Collar D&D. Hello to all of our viewers out there on Twitch. We are happy to have you here. We have another weekly dice giveaway, which I'm sure you guys, if you've been here before, you knew that. But if this is the first time you've ever been here, we do have a weekly dice giveaway, or bi-weekly, depending on how this ends up going. But so make sure you stick around to the break because we will be giving away some free dice. If you want, you can. Oh, apparently somebody just followed us. That's why the lights turned red. If you want to join our Patreon community and take advantage of some various perks such as DM coaching, monthly one-shots, and more, go ahead and check out patreon.com/BlueCollarDM. Tonight's sponsor is me again. For the month of December, you can get $50 off your first private game DM'd by myself, whether it be for a one-shot or packages of sessions for an entire campaign. There is a link down below in the panels or in the description of this video whenever this ends up in the YouTube space. I will include a link at some point for, I do have public games. I don't have a link down there. I'll probably put it in the chat here at some point, where you can actually join a game in progress or a game about to be started where you actually, with a bunch of strangers, get to play in a game DM'd by myself as well. So there's that as well. Another announcement, we will be streaming more, and I'll be honest, it'll probably be a little all over the place. Yeah. The plan is to continue the stream at this time on Thursdays. Hopefully, if we can get it to weekly, we will try, but at least bi-weekly for now. And depending on what works for our schedules. The other thing that we're hoping to do, and the thing I'm looking to do, is actually some more DM streams. We're going to be bringing it back, and these will be very interesting because they will be in conjunction with, well, my son's morning nap schedule, to be perfectly frank and honest with you. So it'll be like nap time DM tips and tricks in the mornings. That'll be probably around like 9-10 in the morning, probably to an hour and a half, maybe 2 if we're lucky. We'll see how it goes. The little guy's got to sleep, so we got to figure that out. Looks like we got another follower or a subscriber on YouTube, one of the two. There it is. Yeah, so be on the lookout for that. In that, actually, just to give you an explanation of what we're going to do, it's DM streaming, but what does that mean? Oops, sorry about that. Basically, we'll go in depth on world building, DM tips and tricks, miniature unboxings, and probably a lot more. So stay tuned for that. Looking to get that started hopefully either next week or if not the week after. We'll probably take a little bit of hiatus for the holidays, so stay tuned to the Discord, the Twitter, Instagram, you know, all those places where we throw announcements out there for y'all. Izzy, is there anything that you would like to plug at this time?
So the Nat 30s, we are playing on Sundays at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, our main campaign. On Mondays, we have Midnight Mondays, where you can come join us for the pre-release horror TTRPG, The Midnight World. And on Tuesdays, we have some more D&D, not DM'd by me.
No, you can keep going. I just realized I haven't done this yet.
Not DM'd by me, but DM'd by our very own Cuba. And that is with the Wicked Independent Prestige Incorporated crew. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. We stream Sunday, Monday, Tuesday for now.
Awesome. And then PJ, is there anything that you would like to go ahead and plug at this time as well, my friend?
Hey, absolutely. Yes, thank you. Edge of Legend is our Pathfinder 2nd edition show that we do on Nat 20 Productions official here on Twitch. We had the second to last episode of season 1 last night with a giant battle of the 5 nations versus a reawoken dragon army that had been sleeping for 5,000 years. Basically, World War Dragon. So next week is going to be the final episode of season 1, the big penultimate final battle against the BBEG. If you want to come tune in Wednesday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, if you're up that late, please do. Love to see you as we conclude a story that's been 2 years in the making, and every Wednesday if we can, just to see where the heroes go. And we'll have more exciting announcements in 2022 to share with you guys. So look to see you then.
Absolutely. And then Jen, I'm gonna ask anyway, but is there anything you want to plug?
So good night, everyone. I draw D&D characters at Sleepy Sorceress on Instagram. Twitter is still very hard for me to get accustomed to, but I'm trying anyway. So nice to have you here.
Absolutely. And with that, we're gonna jump right into things. Still letting these characters breathe a little bit. And hopefully once Juliet is able to join us, Ashley will be out again today. Hoping to have her back sometime at the start of the new year. So we'll be kind of, I'll be kiting her for a little while, but we hope to have her back soon. Miss you, Ashley. Last we left off, our group of adventurers, seeing that there were so many various obstacles in front of them, including the kidnapping of Shirley Went, the son of Duke Dotrin, and the issues surrounding Darktop Mountain and global warming, the incursion of the Underdark, and the ongoing threat of Shekas, the tiger demon and former patron of Juliet. Morharon and Demikos would leave in the middle of the evening, leaving Juliet and Twyla behind in order to, what they reasoned was the best way to tackle these many numerous threats on the table. Learning this, Twyla and Juliet, you would both head on over to the library to meet up with Petra Pin Needle, the librarian at the Nulgrim Archives, and would request the normal study room that you would normally take, Twyla. Not much here changing at these archives. You would search the library for tomes hinting on where and what to do next in your research of this global threat, global warming, and examining the tome of the Burning Fire and the Conquerors of the Betrow. You would find out some information about drow houses of the underground. Learning of the lead house, the House of Betrow, House Lamont in second, and then most recently the mobile House Deneau. You will learn much about the vicious houses of the deep underground drow, much different than the subsurface or mainland drow, and the several roles within the houses of the deep underground drow, including the matron mothers, the garrison leaders, the assassins of the Grey Houses. The most startling, of course, being that of House Lamont. Before you can even ask Juliet about her house, you heard loud explosions from the exterior of the inn. Rushing out into the streets, responding to the same explosions, Twyla and Juliet would do battle with many magma-like humanoids and elementals of fire and flame before reaching the Temple of Orban. We would also meet two other newcomers, Zalire and Ariok. Mysterious in their backgrounds, we would soon learn much about Ariok's affiliation with the Liverguard and the city of Westermere on the continent of Ekresh. Not long after observing a few figures leave the Regal Pillwind, the establishment run by Reginald Stanwyck, you would also hear loud explosions from the exterior of the inn. These two groups would then meet up and do battle with more of these strange magma-like creatures, defeating them and seeing that they were led by numerous individuals in white and red robes. Dispatching these creatures outside, you would pursue the robed figure inside, where you would take down 3 more humanoid followers of the Cult of the Flame. After finally being able to introduce yourselves, you would head to the Tricky Ingot Tavern to meet up with your old friend Jezin and Akumi, the guild leader of the Hand of Justice. There you would gain what little information that Akumi had heard about the cult before enjoying an evening of ale and milk before heading to bed for the evening. And that is where we left off. And as you prepare for your day's journey on and about town, looking out your window, you see something a little unsettling. Looking out the window of your rooms here at the Tricky Ink, you see what appears to be blood red clouds of an incoming storm at the night sky, or the morning sky, excuse me. Townsfolk in the streets are in awe of its scope and in its deep crimson shadow that it casts over the city. As you all kind of get your things together here, getting ready for the rest of the day, what would you all like to do?
So I think Ariok's going to, as he wakes up and sees the sky, gather his things, do morning preparations, kind of read his book about what it means to be a good and wise and caring leader and person. Once he's got that memorized, puts it back in his pocket, and then goes, "Friend, wake up! The sky's bleeding!" And he's shaking Tamir, and he's like, "Wake up! Look, the sky's bleeding or on fire. Either way, it's not good."
So Zalyra is going to like turn and being used to this at this point. Okay, I'm up. What do you mean? Sky is
What? Oh,
bleeding.
look out a window. Look at that. Look. 10 gold says nothing good ever comes from a red sky in the morning.
Red sky in the morning. Farmers take warning? I admit I was not a farmer or a sailor. No, you are probably correct. It may be normal here. We should find Twyla.
Yeah, I think they would know better if it's just like a normal thing for this place.
All right, give me a minute to pull all of my things together. She's gonna gather up her stuff. Put her hood on.
If Twyla is awake and she's looking at the sky, she's gonna be pacing like, this is bad. Why is this happening? Why is everything happening here? Oh no. What do we do? What do we do?
Oh, so you say this is not normal? Okay. You owe me 10 gold, friend. You said maybe this is normal here. See, I said nothing good ever comes from a red sky. So in the morning, I think that this is bad news bears. That's what I think.
I don't remember making a bet of it at all.
What?
Nice try.
Oh,
Nice
no, I said
try,
I'd give
though.
you 10 gold.
Sure.
It's too early in
yes.
the morning. I need coffee.
Didn't I tell you yesterday? Like everything's happening here. I don't know. Everything's happening here. You see?
Lyra is gonna go over and kind of like rub her arm very gently and awkwardly a little bit because they just met.
You know,
They're there.
Thank you. You're so nice. It's been so long since someone told me like just.
It'll be all right. It'll be okay. Ariel gives beautiful hugs if you'd like a hug.
There's no time. Let me. Okay. There's always time. Okay. So she's gonna just go and give him a quick hug, and I have to pack. Oh.
As he's hugging you, he's giving like head pets. His hands are like the size of like most people's helmets, and he's just kind of thunk right in your head. He's giving you head pets. He goes, "Oh, you need to pack up." Scoops you up in his arms. He goes, "All right, where's the way? Where are we going to help you pack up?"
Yeah, during this time, Juliet's just kind of like staring out the window, and she just kind of, deep in thought, kind of assessing the situation, kind of turns back, and she just, yeah, we need to go, but this definitely has to do something with what we dealt with yesterday. It can't be anything else.
Oh, the fire cult, yeah?
The white and red rose, yeah.
It's gotta be.
Could it be a dragon? Wow.
I sure hope not. There hasn't been any in these lands for the better part of a few centuries.
I hope not.
That would be bad. That would be bad. But it's gotta be these people. We never really got a chance to look at that book.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever really finished what we were doing. We learned a little bit about like some sort of oncoming fire and destruction, but we never really delved into it.
I can read.
Or maybe we go there. I mean, yeah. But we should definitely get going.
And check with Ikumi maybe, like split. Maybe Ikumi knows something and check the book in the library.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we should definitely. Oh, sorry. What do you want? I'm a little flustered. Yeah, we should definitely. Some of us should go to the library, but is there anything else you think that we can do in the meantime? Like any loose ends that we haven't thought of yet?
Have we gone back to the temple that we killed them all at last time? There might be some sort of symbolism, or maybe even some letters or anything that they might leave behind.
Maybe. Twyla, why don't you and Ariat go figure that out? Zlaria, come with me. And she just like grabs onto your shoulder, onto your elbow, and just kind of like interlocks it and starts dragging you with her.
Bye.
Bye,
I
friends.
guess Ariok is still hugging me like.
I'm basically just swaddling you like a baby, like, bye, friend. Be safe.
Bye. You as well. Please.
Yep. So we'll start with Ariok and Twyla. So you guys are going back to the temple, is that correct?
Oh, that's my thought. Yeah, are you down for that too?
Let's go and let's be like on the lookout if we see anything.
Mm-hmm.
If we see someone with white and red robes, we chase. Okay, we give chase.
Okay.
Absolutely. White and red robes. Chase
Okay.
them. Go there.
Okay, just ask me for you to tackle it because maybe it could be a normal person too. You know, let's.
I wouldn't even think about that. Yeah, no. You know what? He kind of picks you up and puts you in front of him. You lead the way.
And I'm going like fast walking. So the library is this way.
Big walking, I guess.
Yeah, big walking. Yeah. Yeah. You guys start making your way downtown. That's as far as I'm going with that. But you start making your way and following the path you took before. I mean, the Temple of Orbit isn't. You're in Middle Nilgrim, so it takes you probably the better part of a few minutes. As you're kind of walking there, go ahead and give me a perception check as you're just kind of making your way through the town. Well, that comes in on D&D or on there we go. I probably only need Twyla's. But as yours comes in on Foundry, Twyla, you see as you're kind of gauging your surroundings, most of the people, like, it's definitely not something that's normal. This is definitely not a phenomenon that's typical here. It's off-putting for sure because it's a deep dark blood red, and it kind of casts this big kind of swath of a shadow, almost like everything's kind of coated in this like kind of red crimson. The shadows get a little bit deeper and darker, even more so, almost like it's kind of casting shadow, even though normally in the sunlight in the day it wouldn't. It's odd. And some people are kind of awestricken by it. You do see some people that are just kind of like panicking and immediately run inside, but as far as you can see and as far as you can tell, there is no adverse effect from this particular red moon or red sun. And as you finally make your way there, you do come upon the kind of ruined, to an extent ruined, but charred exterior of this building. A number of the there were a few banners that were kind of this like kind of blue and red kind of colorations that were up along the sides. They used to kind of drape over here that had the symbolism of Orbin. They're kind of been all kind of burned and torn and tattered on their way up. A number, the doors in the front of the building that you guys all kicked in on your way through are off the hinges, just kind of spilt out into the chamber. And that's kind of what you can see here on the exterior of the building. There's still pockmarks on the ground of the of the street level here from where you guys had your fight when the giant T-Rex just stomped around the downtown area. So it's definitely still kind of a mess. And it is kind of cordoned off at this point. You can see a number of the Crimson Regiment here, the kind of town guard here in the city of Nilgrim kind of have it kind of gated off. And you do see an individual that's kind of standing there, kind of in a more formal kind of Crimson Regiment kind of dress and garb. He stands there probably around I would say 6 feet, maybe 6'2", kind of crop blonde hair and blue eyes. He's wearing like a whole full set of chainmail with a long sword, and he's got a shield. Just kind of stands there, kind of very focused on like what he's doing. He's also partnered with a female, elven-looking female, kind of a more of a squarish kind of face with white hair and sharp green eyes. She also has this kind of like chainmail and sword on as well, and what appears to be maybe some sort of holy symbol around her neck, but looks similar to that of Orban. And they both just kind of, oh, I'm sorry, who are you? Oh, I'm sorry, Twyla, is this your friend here?
Yes. This is Ariak, and he's a new friend, really strong, like, and he's here to help out with everything that's happening. I'm not sure if you got some news. Do you have any idea about what this red sky is? Because
I mean, as far as we're as flabbergasted as you are. I don't really know exactly what's going on up there. We had a few more people here that were kind of searching the grounds, but as this kind of all kind of happened, not a lot of them, a few of them went and refortified over at the castle there. So right now it's just us, but as far as any information we got, I mean, you all, you're probably the one that did a number on a few of them. It looks like there, sir. It looks like a few of them were pretty beat up. We kind of left everything alone because we were gonna have some of our more investigative kind of portion of the guard come in, but now with this kind of all happening this morning, that's just kind of out of the question. If there's anything you all can glean, you're more than welcome to go ahead and give it a try.
Sure, yeah. We are here just looking for more information that they may have had on their personage. I kind of got a feeling that they weren't locals, you know what I mean? And I was wondering if they have any letters or symbols or anything that might explain this red sun situation.
The elven individual just kind of, well, they did have a few, they all had this kind of like sun kind of symbolism on a number of their garments and things of that nature, but that's all we could really glean. But maybe you can have better luck than we did, so feel free to kind of go ahead and take a look.
I think I will. Twyla, do you have any ideas, insights, things to get us started? I'm afraid my time in the fight was spent more on the violent end than on the inquisitive end.
well, what I know is that they control these elementals, so we're looking into magic that could summon and control them. I'm not sure if I've seen that kind of emblem somewhere in my books or from, the time I spent in the town I used to live. I think we should just go and check it out like more carefully and see what we find, because I didn't actually went too near them because I was quite hurt, so I tried to keep my distance. So maybe.
Well, in that case, I'm finding no information sitting here talking. Yeah, let's stop the gabbing and let's start the searching. I'm gonna start with that pile of bodies over there, and he just kind of moves over to the far end where where that was the big fight between him and the Knight of Orban, I think. The Knight of the Sun.
Not the Knight of, it was a Knight of the Flame in this particular sense. He didn't really identify himself really specifically. You just know he was probably definitely part of this cult of some whatever they are, and he was fairly well armored, which is kind of not normal for your experience with cultists. Is usually they're kind of a quiet kind of stick to the shadows, don't make any kind of, I mean, if they're gonna take a big chance like this, it's probably not their MO to make a big stink unless they're pretty sure that they're going to do a pretty good job. But the interior of this particular establishment, this temple, is completely trashed. Many of the pews and many of the iconography that was here to the Temple of Orban is completely destroyed. You see a number of like obviously the curtains, the windows are all blown out. All the stained glass that was here, that was these kind of deep, very vibrant colors. You see these kind of like deep blues and purples that were had shown scenes of the various different plights that Orban and the various miracles that Orban had done during his time in the stories of himself on the material plane. But these all destroyed, all blown out. You actually see what appears to be kind of the pockmarks of like just kind of the impacts on the sides of the stonework here on the outside. You also see anywhere where these kind of fiery elemental, these magma type creatures kind of stepped or moved or walked, you can see that it's completely charred, like paths all throughout. And a lot of the artifacts that are normally kind of set up around the altar and stuff like that have been either smashed. A lot of the symbolism, the statues, a lot of these things have been just wiped clean and destroyed by this group. It seems that just give me a general investigation check as you kind of search the bodies and kind of doing what you're doing, both you and Twyla.
So, is there something missing from here, I wonder?
Okay, we got an 11 for Twyla. What'd you get, PJ?
Also an 11.
Ariak. All right, with an 11, looking at the bodies, you continue to see kind of more of this kind of like sun iconography with kind of the waving kind of, I would almost call it a, like a zigzag sort of pattern as opposed to your typical like spread out like straight rays of sunshine that you would see on a lot of more refined art pieces and things of that nature, or representations of other religious iconography would use different symbolism for the sun. This one appears to be very different, but then also that you can see on a number of the individuals, there is a very distinct long kind of like fang like impression down the center of each of these symbols. Like there's almost like a kind of a I don't want to call it carved in, but like kind of like an etched in kind of like fang that kind of comes down, one singular fang, appears kind of like long and thin as opposed to like just like a sharp, rather than just like a sharp kind of like vampire fang or something like that. It appears kind of like a longer, almost like animalistic type fang. But as far as anything else like paperwork, what their purposes were, what they were trying to do, unfortunately you're unable to in this particular scenario find anything that would lead you to figuring some of those things out.
All right. Well, at least we now know this is a very different thing, and we know to look out for the sun with the weird, like, fang in it.
And the heat symbol, yeah.
Yeah. It also seems kind of weird, because, like, I've met cultists, yeah, nice folk, until they're not, and then you kill them. And when you do, usually, they're, like, scrawny, and they have, like, robes on them. Really easy to crush, yeah? I've not met too many with the whole plate and chain, and the sword, and the sense of moral obligation. That's new to me. I'm wondering if there's somehow starting to like what's a good word, convert other paladins or temple knights.
Maybe.
Ooh, if that's the case, we can talk to other temples. They might know. Well, hey, have you seen her around here? And we'll go from there.
So I got a few ideas. Like, I have my flying broom. Maybe it can carry the both of us, and we can see if we can go from one side of the town to the other and see if there's one side which is warmer, and maybe we can use that to take us to whatever these people are, because it's being warmer and warmer each day. So we thought it had something to do with this. And I used to see my master like doing something like this, and I'm making a prayer. So maybe I can try to use that, because sometimes I mimic what he used to do and something's happened. So I can try that, but I assure you I'm no expert.
Oh, it's all right. I'm no expert either. I'm a paladin of the crown. I don't worship a god. I just make sure humans stop sucking a little more than less. Stop sucking as much. And honestly, if you want to take the lead on the whole, is it warm thing? I would appreciate that. I sweat everywhere. Every place is hot to me. So if you could take the lead, I would be very appreciative.
So I guess it's gonna be a sweaty trip. Okay.
Sweaty.
I'm gonna.
I'll try not to fall off the broom, I don't want to get too slick.
Yeah, that sounds nice. So I'm gonna use, just because, Eyes of the Grave to see if any undead energy or something close by, and I'm gonna press my hands together and come on, roll and guide me.
Okay.
So is there any way like we can know about something? This is like a cult or something.
Yeah. You go ahead and you push your mind out, kind of like allowing your mind wander, utilizing your Eyes of the Grave, kind of just trying to get a general sense of any undead entities or anything of that nature that is like an insult to the natural cycle of life. It only goes out to like 60 feet, and go ahead and do that, and no, there's nothing undead or any of that kind of nature in and around this place.
Well, I'm not sure if I did it wrong or if there's nothing, but I don't feel anything. So, how do you feel about going to the nearest temple on a flying broom?
I think it sounds like a great. So I guess my concern is there enough room on the broom? I'm a big lad.
Yeah, you are, and I would say.
I was thinking like, I don't know, we can find a way, I guess.
Yeah, you're a big lad. Why is it saying? Okay. I don't know why that's happening. I'm really bringing your character in because for some reason Twilight says that you're level 0. I don't know why. It just does.
It's because I didn't pray so well. And
I know. I mean, damn. There we go. That's a little better.
You turned into an NPC on us. What happened?
I know.
Oh, no.
I was like, that's not right. All right, there we go. Yeah, no. You can fit on the broom. It's Foundry is almost perfect. But you are able to fit on the broom, although Twyla, you're kind of like on the very edge at this point. Like you have like the handle, like kind of like you don't have much room. You kind of, Ariok, you're kind of sitting on the bristles on the back, just trying to make everything fit. Just trying to like, it's like the funniest kind of like, if you can imagine like, I don't know, Twyla driving a motorcycle with Ariok behind her, trying to like hold on. He's like hanging off the edge of the back of the wheel, almost like with his butt touching the wheel. That's basically what it's kind of like. And the room moves quite slow now, but you are able to kind of, it's like a roller coaster. And you are able to get up to a height where you feel comfortable that you can. Looking forward, you get to the point where you can observe most of the city from your height. Yeah.
Can you see anything, Ariok? I'm just trying to grab on for life.
Oh, by the beard of West of me, I'm trying really hard not to look down right now. Oh, I'm really high up, guys. I'm not feeling safe. I'm gonna make a perception check. Oh, and it's not good at all.
I was gonna say it's probably a disadvantage because you're scared out of your mind right now. Now that we know this about you.
I'll take that. For someone who's born on the mountains, I should be better with heights. Same number each time. 16 perception check, as I feel very unsafe as a whale riding a skateboard.
16, you said?
16, yes.
Oh, that's still not bad. Tyler, you go ahead and give me a perception check as well. Yeah, so 16 on your perception check, Ariok. Tyler rolled a 1. As you're kind of like gauging the area, Twilight, you're just kind of like solely focused on holding onto the broom for your dear life because you have like this much broom to sit on, and you're just kind of like trying not to fall off. And Ariok, as you kind of like are kind of like trying to hold on to like the broom too at the same time. This is a really funny sight to think about. There aren't. This is Orban is the only. Fine. Orban's the only kind of like temple in this particular town, city. Excuse me. They only kind of wholly focus one particular deity here. And as far as like any other, I guess I would say, as far as any other kind of major landmarks, you do see Castle Offshell like off in the distance. That is where the capital of this particular, well, I say capital, the major kind of landmark where the Duke lives, where Shirley used to live. And as you kind of like gauge the area, you can also see kind of like the very distinct districts, kind of to an extent. You have like kind of the area in and around the castle itself. You have kind of Middle Nogrum, where you kind of all took off from. You can actually see what appears to be a feisty looking drow and a Vidalcan kind of like walking down the street towards the library at this time. Which Zalira, you just see your friend. I mean, we don't have to even roll perception. You can just see this giant bear of a man just like flying up overhead, and you're just like shake your head. And yeah. Like, you can also see what appears to be Lower Nilgrim. So there's another area in Nilgrim that's kind of like more, I would say even almost more densely populated, but definitely not better constructed. It's a little bit more, it's probably what I would call the if there's a bad part of town, this would be it. Although Nilgrim's a pretty friendly, welcoming place, it would be more of like a kind of a working class district to an extent. Maybe lower, yeah, call it that. But other than that, you don't really glean much from as far as like from the height that you're at. You do feel much warmer now that you're up in the sky, but that's about it. While we pause thinking about that image right there, Zalire, you and Juliet, as she kind of like pulls your elbow aside and starts kind of like dragging you, she just kind of very driven to go straight to this library, although she kind of turns to you a little bit, and she just kind of, so where are you from?
Well, I'm from around many places. Where are you from? Yeah, it's a difficult question to answer often, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, for a while I lived in and around Timberwood, so there's that. How did you meet your partner there?
Well, it's a very long story. Not all that interesting. I am, although, interested to know how you and Twyla came to be. And I must say, this is the most energetic I've seen you since we met in the past 24 hours. Are you okay?
She just kind of like takes a second as she kind of like looks around as you're kind of walking, and she just kind of like let's just say I lost something dear to me. But now we have a new goal and a new focus, something that we have a clear as mud, kind of focus to kind of go towards, and we have a new enemy. And so now that we have that, I'm kind of wholly focused on this now. Sorry for yesterday. I didn't get the greatest of news earlier in the day, and then with everything else kind of happening, taking my frustration out on those fire cultists was soothing, to say the least. Although it's hard. It's as far as how I came across Twyla, she not ironically from this very same library. We were researching things about this fucked up tiger demon, and I mean, she decided to kind of come along hoping to learn more about this other stuff she's dealing with. That's when we had well, I mean, you heard about Timic. He's part of the reason that I can do some of this stuff, and she just kind of like druid crafts like some small kind of like flowers and things of that nature in her hands. Just kind of a deep
lovely.
They're kind of a deep kind of like black petaled flower with a little bit of deep purple in it, and then she just kind of, he was a good friend. Then we met some new people. Well, there was always, I always had Moharan. He was kind of the only thing that stayed. He was the only thing that stayed stable. Now I'm it. The last one left out of that original group. It's just a little, it's a lot.
Change is rarely easy, but it is consistent. I'm sorry you lost your companions.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll end up being okay. The other two that were with us are trying to go and rescue one of the other ones. Go figure.
The Dragonborn and the Tiefling?
Yeah, they are off to go, well, apparently they're gonna go save the Duke's son, which, that's a thing. I'm sorry, Morhon's right, there's too many things going. This is one thing that I can focus on, then that'll make it a little easier. But oh, here we are. And as you kind of continue ignoring the flying bear in the sky, you come across this kind of, again, columned kind of library here at the Archives at Nulgrim. Inside you see Petra Pinneedle, the small kind of gnomish woman with the little ponytail and her little spectacles. Kind of, her stack is a little bit lower now. She seems to have actually tried to get some work done. And she just kind of like, oh, hello. Oh. Hi, Juliet. The room's that way. Yeah, okay. And Juliet just kind of like, just doesn't even like make eye contact with her. She just pulls you over to this kind of little study room. This room is maybe like 8x8 in layout. It's kind of cramped. There's one kind of central table. You see a number of books kind of stacked here. Two books are open. One of them being what appears to be some sort of archive about Drow, for whatever reason. You also see this other book that is currently open. This book where did it go? The notes are in places, I swear. The Burning Fire. There it is. Jeez. She kind of like immediately kind of turns and flips the pages and begins kind of like pointing out what she's learned so far. Go ahead and give me an investigation check as you all are just kind of like diving into these tomes.
I get advantage.
12. Yeah,
actually.
you do, yeah.
18.
18, yeah. 18 is really good. Looking into this particular tome, the Burning Fire being the big one. As you're kind of reading into this, you not only see a lot of like this like conversation of the oncoming flame and the bathing the land of the. There's a lot of iconography or conversation or language about cleansing the land of the false god. Multiple false gods. In fact, apparently whatever this particular book in question, it chronicles a previous analog to what's happening now. It would appear that at one point a cult of very similar kind of makeup came to the land in order to kind of destroy and eradicate as many religions as they possibly could from existence, targeting a lot of religious holy sites, whether it be cathedrals and temples, holy sites, whatever the case may be. They did so in the name of Menrith. That's spelled Mennryth. Specifically Menrith the Dragon King. Reading more on this, there is some conversation and language on their attempts and their intentions to not only bathe the world of any believers of a false god, what they deem to be a false god, in hopes to appease Menrith, but not only that, to try to bring him into the prime material plane. They were thwarted fairly early on, but a lot of the language that's in here is there's a lot of obvious places where this cult made mistakes, and they're kind of like talked about. It was also a much more smaller kind of upstart kind of group, much more of your stereotypical. This, for whatever reason, Peter, is a little bit more what you've been dealing with, a little bit more organized, at least from what you've seen. But generally speaking, that is what kind of this particular tome kind of talks about, is the previous kind of cult of the flame that existed at one point or another, who tried to bring forth the Dragon King Menrith and failed miserably.
Well, it's almost unfortunate that we found something, because this time they're more likely to learn from their mistake instead of fail miserably as a first go round. If this is the same thing.
Hold on. And you see Juliet immediately just kind of darts out and goes up to Petra, and she just is like,
So much energy today.
You said you hired a new person. Where are they? And Petra's just kind of like, oh, Gregory, he didn't come into work today.
Is that the custodian? Does he yell out?
Yes, it was the custodian.
where does this Gregory have access to?
Well, I mean,
Everywhere.
Well, he cleans and puts the books back in order. He makes sure that the once people check the books back in, he helps put them back on the shelves, as well as clean many of the dust many of the tomes and things of that nature. Normally he'd be here by now, but for whatever reason, I don't know, he's not here. I mean, he has pretty much access to everything that I do.
Are there any books missing?
I mean, I'm still going through the backlog that he left behind. He was kind of bad at cataloging books, but from what I can tell, everything's still here, from what I can tell. Sorry, I wish I had more for you. Only thing I know about him is that he liked to frequent the Goblin Inn down in Lower Nulgrim, the tavern there. This is mainly where he spent most of his afternoons and evenings, apparently, getting drunk with some of his friends.
Well, Juliet, I think you have your next goal.
The Goblin Inn. Let's go. And as she kind of walks out here, the flying bear is still up in the sky, and like Juliet goes, "Are you two quite done?"
I was done the minute we got up here. I want to go down now.
Twyla, let him down.
No, we are getting the hang out of this. You see, we're okay.
We know where to go.
Okay.
I'm
okay.
clenching with
Hold
all
on.
of my ass cheeks. Please put me down now.
It's not a bigger fall. It's not a big fall. Everything's gonna be okay.
I have seen a Goliath fall from the sky before, and it was not pretty. She's not saying this loud, so he won't hear, but it was not a pretty sight when he hit the ground. So, hold on.
We come down. In the minute I get near the ground, I just let go and drop off the side of the broom, landing on my back. I'm just.
Blair will run over, like help him up. Are you all right? I'm very proud of you. That was impressive to be so high up and such a large person.
Hey, thank you. It was like being an elephant balancing on the tip of a needle. I wouldn't recommend it.
Think about how impressive that is. You are quite the Goliath.
I don't know about that. I think I'm pretty good, you know. Just glad to be on the ground, if I'm being honest. Oh my gosh.
He's very brave.
Very
By the beard of Westermere. Oh boy.
the bravest of us all, honestly.
Oh, thank you. I'm blushing. So I heard we have a location that we need to go to.
We do.
Yeah, the Goblin Inn. It's in the lower part of the city. I'm sure we can find it. Shouldn't be too big of an issue.
Juliet has set her sights on a goal, and we are following it.
All right. Well, Julia, since you seem to know the way, why don't you lead us, and I'll follow.
All right. And she just kind of begins to kind of like zigzag. She does kind of know the way. It's actually kind of impressive. And Twyla, you would have heard of this place, but you never stayed there. Seeing as it was kind of didn't have the greatest reputation as far as amongst the townsfolk when you first arrived in the city, when you were trying to find somewhere to stay while you were studying the entity related to you that you were trying to research. And as you kind of begin traveling through Lower Nulgrim, you see it's exactly like I described before. It's much more, a little bit more poverty stricken. Not terribly, like not to the point where like everyone's destitute on the street, like, but you can definitely tell that like most of, if there is taxes, they're not all spent here, but they try. So it's one of those things where, like, you know, not everyone is on the same scale and level as, like, necessarily as the town folk in Middle Nulgrim, but, you know, there are still, like, some people who are kind of, like, better off in this area than others, and that kind of delineation between individuals of varying economic stature is very apparent. But as you kind of make your way over to this kind of, like, ramshackle, kind of like strange looking building, you see a number of gruff looking individuals kind of like sitting on outside of the establishment, and you see, like, how this building's even standing is beyond me, because most of the what should be nice good structure and like solid wood beams and things of that nature are like almost like patched together, like kind of multiple pieces of wood that have been like kind of like nailed together in order to create a beam, and not all these pieces are necessarily fitting together well. It would totally be against code. But you as you kind of like come in through this door, you kind of push open the saloon doors, they kind of behind you. More of these kind of individuals, but the atmosphere here is generally happy. A large number of individuals are enjoying a game of darts in the corner, with full mugs of ale and kind of clearly drunk, even though it's only like 10 o'clock probably right now in the morning at this point. You also see a goblin at the rear of the bar, who's kind of like sitting, he's at the bar, but he's also got like a kind of like a stage kind of set up on one end with a piano, and he's currently kind of like playing a song on the piano. Everyone's kind of like having a very like kind of happy time. You can hear a number of folk just kind of, oops, not that one. A number of folks just kind of like clinking glasses and like enjoying the day, and really kind of like mixing it up with each other and just kind of like ribbing each other. You can hear the sounds of this guy playing on the piano. The goblin himself, kind of I mean, he's short, he's a goblin. And you can see kind of behind the bar is made to the height of a normal human. So you can see that periodically he jumps down from a step stool to jump onto another one, to jump down to a step stool to jump onto another one, as he sees you kind of walking in. He's got like a brown pants with like a white shirt with like these blue suspenders on his shoulders. He's got like kind of like a red necktie that's been kind of tied around, but the shirt isn't like collared, so it's just kind of like you can see the necktie tied all the way around. Beady red eyes with like a small little like black hat with a red kind of like ribbon around it. Big large smile, long ears, big kind of like almost like trader style mustache that comes out to like here. Black hair that kind of comes down into mutton chops down at the side. Has this like kind of like big shit eating grin that's just like he just kind of comes out. He's like, "Oh yes, what can I do for you?"
Hello.
Welcome to the Goblin Inn. My name's Toke Redeye. What do you want?
Slayer
Hello?
gonna look at
Are you all
Twyla.
deaf? Are you all deaf?
We are visiting for the first time, and we just want to get to know this place a little bit, maybe hang out, ask for a friend that we are missing from our job. I'm not sure if he's here, because he usually spends his evening here, and he's the one that mentioned the place.
Oh, what'd you say his name was?
And I cast Detect Thought, and
Okay.
I'm going. So, this new guy. We've been working at the library. His name is Gregory.
Ah, yes, Gregory. Can't say I've seen him in a while, but sure he'll be around at some point. He frequents here almost every afternoon while he's on break, and then he comes back at the end of the night. Although I didn't see him come back last night. Strange for him, but I'm sure he'll be back again today. If you stick around, I'm sure he'll come.
So what do you think about him? I think he's a really nice guy, but I don't know, just...
I mean, he's kind of a dick if you ask me. Sorry, don't want to be, sorry, he's your friend. Really great guy, yes. Totally not...
We just met him. We just met him.
Right,
We're colleagues.
He's an asshole, okay? Like, he pays his tab, but like is really hard about it. Always wants to haggle with me at the end of the night, even though he's drank more than his fill. Keeps talking about these like it doesn't matter anyway, and like we're all gonna be like, you know, cleansed of the earth. Whatever. Fucking weirdo, if you ask me. Kind of an asshole though.
That's really strange. You know, we've been working together, and he's been sort of quiet. I'm not sure what's going on.
You're talking about the same one.
I know. Maybe it's because, you know, I'm me, and he treats me differently. But I'm scared now. Do you think that we should be careful about him at the library or something? Because
I don't know. I mean, he works at a library. Like, what kind of crap can he get into?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, you can get into a lot of crap when you're not around the books. Yeah, just because you work at a library at one part of the day doesn't mean at night you're not out there making moves, stabbing people. I've seen it before. It's really tragic.
I mean, he must have been doing stuff in the wee hours of the morning because he, I mean, I guess he might, I mean, I don't know when he gets out of work, but he pretty much would come here. He said right after he was done, but, you know, it's probably sometime around 11, 12 o'clock at night. So I just assume that was his working hours. The library stays open late, or he has to work late. I don't know. But are you all gonna drink anything while you're here, or are we just gonna talk here?
Just gonna look around to see if anybody's paying attention to us talking.
Give me a perception check.
And I'm gonna say, sure, let's drink something, you guys. Maybe, you know, we'll find Gregory and see if he's okay, because, you know, I was sort of missing him.
17.
Because I was worried,
Yeah.
but maybe everything's okay and he'll come here.
Ales? Everyone?
Yeah, absolutely, I'll join a drink. All of the biggest ale you can get. I love that, and just sprinkle a little bit of whatever like cinnamon or spice you have in it. It'd be great.
Do you have a non-alcoholic beverage, maybe? Wine, if not? Tea? Anything? Wine?
We might have milk.
Nah. Then give me an ale.
Okay. Julia's just like milk, and he goes back and he just like, so what the biggest thing we got? Well, here's a gallon. He just like sticks a whole entire gallon of ale.
Oh no.
And then he just kind of like, spices. I think I got some peppers in the back. I can kind of shave over it if you want.
Oh, that will be brilliant. Yeah, get a nice little kick at the end of it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sure. And he just kind of like, yeah.
And I just look at Celia like, what is going on?
He's brave.
Here?
I told you he's brave.
This is not brave.
And he just kind of like, there you go.
Just takes it. Just takes his like, this is gonna be good.
Funny thing is, that's how big the mug looks like in your hands, because you are massive.
All right.
Yeah, and then he goes ahead and passes out the other, and also like, he kind of was like, milk. He just kind of reaches underneath and he just kind of like.
I'm just looking at Julia like.
And Julia just kind of like looks at it. He goes like, "Oh no, don't worry about it. I just pulled it straight from the teat this morning. It's fine." And she's just kind of like,
Whose teat? Good sir.
Don't ask. Just don't ask.
"Why did you ask?" From the cow out back. If it was low, it would have been like a goat or something else. But anyway,
So, was this thing that you were saying that he's saying that it doesn't matter because we're going to be cleansed?
That's what he said. He's kind of a fucking weirdo, if you ask me.
That sounds so weird. Did he say anything else? Like, is that like a book or maybe a new series that's going around or something? I don't know.
Well,
Nobody else mentioned anything like similar? Just him?
not really. And Zalire, it's at this point you kind of as you're kind of like looking about, trying to like gauge everything around you, trying to see if anyone's taking any particular interest in you. There is one person. There's a gentleman, probably in his mid 40s, kind of like messy golden yellow hair and light blue eyes, and kind of a small braided beard. He's wearing armor for whatever reason. He's kind of just like being kind of calm, but he's like also just kind of like when you guys were talking about when you started mentioning something about Gregory and cleansing and things of that nature, he just kind of like. And then as Ariok, as you've been kind of talking, Zlyria, you've noticed that he's kind of been like almost like quietly contemplating to himself for a second. And it's at this point that he kind of like stands up, pushes his chair back, and begins kind of starts walking his way.
The colors that we recognize or not? Like the clothing he's wearing is not similar to what the people we fought.
No, he's not wearing clothing similar to the people you fought. In fact, most of his pretty bland. Like maybe like he's wearing chainmail with like a black kind of like tabard kind of, and he's got like a morning star kind of like on his hip now that you see him kind of walking towards you all, and he just kind of like.
Just gonna make eye contact with him.
He walks right up to all four of you, and he just kind of like puts his hand on Ariok's shoulder, and he just kind of like, Livergort?
Oi, that is me, Livergort.
He just kind of like takes his like tabard and his cloak, and he just kind of like pulls open. You can see like a kind of a small medallion of a golden lion just kind of like on his lapel.
Huh. Pushing back my sort of furry leathered bolero get up and kind of pulling into an undershirt, I pull out the lion's head medallion that I wear and tuck it back in.
Aye. Sounds like we're investigating the same thing.
Are you also hear about the cult or the other cult or the Duke's son? There's a lot going on, I'm sorry.
The cult. You okay, lad?
Yeah, sorry. I was just up 60 feet in the air on a tiny broom. A little shaken up.
I saw that. The fuck were you doing that for?
Well, 'twas a good idea at the time. Quickly was not the best move on my part.
Yeah, and at this point, you, as you kind of like, come, sit with me. And he, and at this point, the goblin proprietor is just kind of like, Juliet, dear, yeah, I got it. And she just kind of like pays the tab, and like he just kind of pulls you over to the side. He's just like, all right, so the four of you are also after these cultists, these cult of the flame. Ooh.
We were running with them just yesterday. They didn't just have cultists; they had knights too. Same operation, but
Right. No, I've been. I started trailing them a couple days ago. Couldn't do anything on my own, obviously, but had this feeling that they were gathering to do something, and I kind of tracked this one individual, Gregory. Tracked him down to. He kind of just keeps looking around. He goes, 2 nights ago. Tracked him down to the docks. Probably somewhere around 9, 10 o'clock when it get dark. And I don't know what you know about this city, but there's an output pipe for the sewer here. Not too far away from the coastline. I saw him go up that pipe. Where to in the sewer? I do not know. But something tells me he wasn't going there just for a nightly stroll. Not that the pipe's a shit. I don't know anyone that does that.
Well, it sounds to me like if my hunch is correct, then this Gregory is going into that pipe probably for cult-related business. Is any member of the Liver Guard, any member of the local authority we can use? Maybe we can attack them on all one swing and rout them completely from the city.
See, that's the other problem. I don't know if they're all here. I tracked a few. I kind of stayed around last night after the big boom explosion thing. A lot of them left during the commotion. Whatever people were there were left behind. If there's anybody there, still there, probably not many. Sure, we could probably overwhelm them, but don't want to spook them either. That's why I haven't really brought it forward to anyone. Figuring it's probably not the smartest idea to get them all riled up and have them all escape. Make them think that they did a good job.
There's a chance that they could be desperate enough.
Aye.
All right.
And
Well, thank you very much.
there could be something to be had, something to be found there.
That's true. If they also used to collect themselves there, then they probably sell us some materials and things that we can use.
They probably
Thank
left
you.
something
All
behind.
right.
There might be some clues there.
Yeah. Well, you said about 9 or 10 o'clock every night, or just like certain nights of the week?
Every night, pretty much.
Every night. All right. Well, then we should definitely make sure to go tonight. Do you wish to go with, or do you need to leave the city for more?
I'm gonna start tracking them. I think they must. The next closest settlement here, without arising too much suspicion, it's probably Pinewell. They've got the archives of Etchia there.
Etchia being that rings a bell. Etchia is the goddess of knowledge. There is a grand library in Pinewall as well, dedicated to her honor, and also acts as not only as an archive but also as a holy site.
All right. Making notes as we speak.
ETIA.
Oh, ETIA. Oh, that's good because I definitely put a CH in there.
I did.
Sorry, my accent's a little thick.
Oh, it's quite all right. My voice is so deep and so cockney, half of what I say is unintelligible. I totally understand, mate.
Huh?
You see me? Aye. But seriously, are you currently connected to a royal, or are you looking for a noble? How is that going?
Well, perfectly honest, it's kind of hard. Seems like that position's already taken here. But don't know. Thought about going down to the capital myself. Although I don't know if there's gonna be much to be found there either. I suppose the Resentron man there over in Wieldstone needs someone to defend him, although he is pretty good at defending himself in his own days. Probably go help him out.
That sounds good. When you find a good one, keep him safe. The fact that cults are around saying what gods are false and what are not tell me that we're still not there yet. We have a long way to go before we can make a good, peaceful world.
Nah. Things are just getting a little bit more chaotic nowadays, it seems.
Aye. Which means we get to live our oath. Happy days, we got work to do.
Exactly. Although,
Yeah.
don't just tell everybody that you're part of the Liver Guard. Puts a target on your back too, you know. People want what people will want what you have.
I've been made painfully aware of the knowledge of what comes with our oath and station.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll make sure to keep that close.
Aye.
Thank you so much for the lead, sir. And he offers a big hand and a hearty handshake, and he says, "To the next time I stand next to you. Can't wait to stand and look in front of you."
Good to meet you, Ariok. The name's Menikar, by the way.
Menikar, wonderful. I will need to know how to spell that.
MENIKYR.
AY, perfect. Okay.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Once we're done, I take the rest of my super gulp and I go back to my friends.
Mhm.
And I tell them everything. I've got a great lead. Apparently, Gregory likes to go into a sewer pipe somewhere down by the docks about 9-10 o'clock almost every night, every other night. I say we take Juliet and we take everyone else here and we go and do a stakeout. Maybe even follow him in.
Everyone
Sounds
else
like a
here?
plan.
What do you mean?
The party. Juliet. Of course, my friend Big Z. I'm giving you a nickname, Big Z. I like it. It's strong. And of course, Broom Lady,
Why are you looking at me
Her
like
name's
that?
Twyla.
Twyla. Yeah, it's a nickname out of fear. I really appreciate. You had a great idea. The physics terrify me.
That's good to know.
You just put 20 pounds of Ariok into a 5-pound stick. I was not having it, but thank you. I really do appreciate it.
It's magic. Don't you like magic?
Oh, I love magic. One time I knew a guy could make a bunny appear. Coolest thing I've ever seen.
You know what? If I tell you that I can make more magic, like make our entire party look like the red and white robe guys, so maybe we can go in and listen to what's going to happen there.
Oh, I
And if
get it.
anything happens, well, we just, this sounds like rude, but we just be done with it.
Yeah. We could go in like a clever ruse. I like this plan. I like this plan. I do. Yeah.
This time maybe we should like not kill them, like have a few so we can interrogate them, or Celeria and Juliet can interrogate them, because they are more. I think they'll be better for that. And if things go out of hand, I can always like sort of heal them, and they can go back again to interrogate.
All right. Oh,
Dark.
sounds
That's very
that sounds
dark.
good.
No,
Yeah.
just, well, I don't actually approve of this in normal situation, but what's happening right now is really bad. And I
Oh
know
yes,
that,
I'm not judging. I'm just saying. Very dark.
but I'm just trying to make myself feel a little bit better, I guess, because I know that's like rude and evil, but
It's subjective. It's all subjective.
maybe they'll break, when you ask them, and we don't have to do such things.
I am also skilled in the arcane art of making oneself look different than they are. So you can perhaps utilize your skills on the rest of the party.
Well, that's okay. I can actually like do quite a few people, so it's no
Okay.
trouble. But if you want, because maybe you'll feel better doing it yourself, because, what if I sort of fall down, and everything goes like bad? Well, if you use your own spell, then you'll be safe. But
What if I trip and I lose concentration and everybody can see us?
I remember
Look,
that I saw you like duplicating yourself, and that was amazing. I don't know how to do that, but I wanted to tell you that was amazing. And
Thank you.
I wonder, could we just turn them also into? I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm just go on.
No, it is a skill that I have acquired in my travels, and I did quite a bit of studying, and it does come in handy. People are unsure of who to strike at, which makes it very convenient.
Indeed.
I don't like getting cut.
As a young sorceress, I guess I used to clean a lot and mend many things, helping my grandfather. So I guess what you were doing is more interesting. So part of who we are, I guess. So we should prepare to face a lot of enemies, few enemies. Do we need a plan or just like a good dinner and stay there? If your stomach is making noises, that's not very good.
No, that is very bad.
Oh, I mean, we could always just say we're hungry for Menorith, the Dragon King. I think they'd get a kick out of that. Yeah.
I think we should keep as silent as possible if they ask us something, just in case,
Yeah. Well, I am so sorry. Attica, my volume is so bad. What was that? I'm so sorry.
That's fine, we can have the best plan ever. And like we established like a bit ago, if I trip, something bad happens. If we say something bad happens, maybe we just go and everything will be okay without a plan. Sure, I will.
It's Twilight, honey. It's okay. I think you're gonna do a really good job. We got this. We'll be fine.
We got this.
Yeah.
So, let's
and
go.
worst comes to worst, we can just kill them all, right?
Yeah, or I can find my broom and escape. But yeah,
we can just kill them. I mean, that's easier.
I'm with her. Look, let's be honest. I'm a big man with a big sword. I have one plan, that's swing big sword. All right, I know exactly what I'm getting myself into. We can dance around this all night. Eventually, sword. And I'm here for that.
So, Larry, please, let's just take at least one, yes?
Oh, of course, we could try. Sure.
Yes, I'll do my best. I can. I've seen enough of them that I can look like them, and we'll try to chat. And if in worst case scenario, this one can turn into a dinosaur.
That was
and
you.
All is well.
That was so cool.
I mean, it's all thanks to her.
It would be great if we could turn her into a dragon, right? Because it would make sense. But no.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Immense plan, big sword. Sorry, I love Twitch chat sometimes. Not sometimes, all the time. And actually, on that note, why don't we go ahead and head to break? So, if you're sticking around for that dice giveaway, our the secret code word, sure, it's gonna be Big Sword. Big Sword is the code word for tonight's game. Just put that into the chat, and we will draw a random person to win those dice. So stick around until after the break. And we're back, everybody. Great to have you all back. We had a lot of people enter the dice giveaway. We also had an awesome raid from Jet Bones. We got a bunch of new followers also during the break, so that was awesome. Thanks to that raid, Rakazo, Uravel Sky, Macaque40, Lord Zeke, Steamboat Willy Wonka, Bartleman91, Bardman66, I'm on your left. Evil Sawboss, thank you all for joining our community here on Twitch. As far as the winner of the dice giveaway, I got everyone that entered. Jet Bones, I got you already. But the winner of the dice giveaway is Steamboat Willy Wonka. Steamboat Willy Wonka, congratulations on winning the dice giveaway. I'll be reaching out to you via DMs here on Twitch after the stream, so be on the lookout for that, and we'll get those dice over to you. So, it's not a command thing now. It's literally me writing down everybody's username and then rolling a dice. It takes a lot of effort. But anyway, congratulations, Steamboat Willy Wonka. We'll get those out to you. So you guys were all trying to figure out exactly where the hell you're going to go now. You all had this kind of conversation. I'll say at this point, you guys have left the bar at this point. You guys are kind of trying to figure out exactly where you want to go. You have a few options. Obviously, you know that these individuals, or at least Gregory, likes to sneak into the sewers at night. But is there anything you would like to do while you prepare, or anything else you're looking to do and accomplish?
I guess we should tell someone else, just in case things go south, you know. Or like, what was happening? Maybe Ikumi or something? I don't know what you guys think.
Is that the...
That's
Ariok, you're muted.
Yeah, I thought I fixed that before. I did not. I was gonna say, yeah. So I asked about the town guard, and I think that they are currently a little indisposed or unable to assist us. Also, we throw too many numbers their way, they're for sure gonna run in panic.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But she's the one like from the hunting, from the bar, you know, the Hands of Justice. Maybe not tell her like, come with us, but so we got a lead, and we are going to be checking it out there. If we die, you know, go there, send people. I don't hope we die, you know, just in case, because it was so hard to find any lead about these people. Well, I can send her a message also if you want.
That's
like,
not a bad idea.
Message.
Yeah. I had a thought. So this is a sewer system, which means the
Stinky.
system has, yes, very stinky. But that also means that the system has to have some sort of, assuming that this city works this way, there should be some sort of like registered plans for the sewer structure, the aqueduct system, or whatever they're using, like some sort of local government, either map system or whatever, so that they can, you know, maintain it, right? So in theory, if we go and get one of those maps, maybe even make a copy of it, we can kind of start to, knowing where the pier is and reverse our way there, maybe make a plan about who to like put where if they try to make a break for it topside. Does that make sense?
I love it.
Cool. Let's do that.
Okay.
And that way we can know what not to destroy, because when we got back to the temple, you know, I felt terrible because it was like really destroyed, and we don't want to destroy the sewer thing, because that, you know, is something else that we don't need.
Well, to be fair, Twyla, only reason why it was destroyed because what the cultists did before we got there. I don't think we really had anything to do with exactly what happened there. Most of it seemed to be fire and flame and
It was on
burn.
fire.
It was on fire. So
When
I
we
mean,
arrived.
I wouldn't take too much. You take too much on yourself there, Twyla.
I know. It's a compulsion. You know, I used to live by fixing and cleaning things as a child. You know, I got money from it, and it was easy. So it's like.
To be
that's
fair,
okay,
we did have a giant lizard in our midst, but
I know.
we didn't
I-
start the fire.
I
It was
really
always
did
burning.
consider like ending the spell, but I didn't want anything bad to happen to Juliet, so it was a really complicated decision. Like, should I? No. So let's go. Let's find the map.
All right, let's go do it. I don't know where anything is. Do you know where that would be? Library or town hall or something?
We can start with the library,
Oh, okay.
maybe.
I will follow you to the library.
Give
If
me
you want.
give me an intelligence check there, Twyla. I'll say at advantage because you're kind of native-ish here.
So I'm gonna roll twice.
Mm-hmm.
As Lyra has that investigator background
Is
that
that good enough?
Yeah, I think a natural 20 is going to be good enough.
you got it.
26. You would know individual that might have a little bit of knowledge on this. Specifically, my light keeps turning red. Specifically, the Lady Chitin Vesk. She is the advisor to the dukedom and typically handles a lot of the kind of record keeping and kind of general kind of like these logistical kind of plans and stuff of that nature. She is located in the castle, and you've interacted with her before, albeit briefly, during your adventures in season 1. So it might be hard to remember her, but you do know of her, and she knows of you. And seeing as your 2 new companions are now traveling with 2 people who are well known to the dukedom, you probably would be able to get in.
So maybe we should just go to the castle. I know that you wanted to meet the Duke before, but I don't think we have the time. But maybe we can visit his advisors, and she may help us with the map if you're willing.
Yeah, that would be great. And I completely understand. The Duke is not my jurisdiction until they are. So until then, let's go find a map and the person.
So I want to, before we get there, I want to send a sending message telling her what we want. Like, Miss Kyloves, this is Twyla. We think we have a lead for the attack, and we need the sewer map. I don't know if
You got 6 more.
on our way. Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. It's always a fun, like, you don't have to use all the words, but it's always better to like find a way to do it because it makes it funnier.
I don't have to use the word, but it's like,
yeah, it's like, panic. How's your day? You hear kind of in your head, oh yes, hello Twyla. Plans for the sewers, yes. I can have those ready for you and procured right away. You can meet me in the just inside the like the general chamber, and that should be fine.
okay. So I just tell my companions like they are expecting us. We got their approval, so everything's looking good. Is this like part A of the plan? How many steps do we have? Let's not worry. I just look.
Okay. So you all begin to kind of just make your way uptown, walking pretty briskly, as quickly as you can. But you eventually make your way. Yeah, sorry, PJ.
No, I love it.
I'm like, don't get sued. Say other words. And you go up. You go uptown to Castle Offshell. And you are admitted as you all. At this point, thanks to Twyla, you are expected. So it actually ends up working out very well for you. And they let you in, and you see Lady Kite and Vesk, woman probably in her late 30s, early 40s, long kind of like brown hair that also has 2 braids that kind of come around the corner with kind of like gold barrettes. This kind of like gold and kind of like I almost want to call them like sun-shaped. It's not sun iconography. It's not. But they have like these small like kind of blue gems on the inside of them, and she wears kind of like a very like kind of an outfit befitting of her station. Not too overly dramatic and flamboyant, but she wears like well-crafted dress with white sleeves and like kind of a blue, like almost like a folded blue and red pattern that kind of comes across the front here with a little bit of gold accent and stuff like that. And she kind of walks up and she goes, she's currently holding what looks to be kind of a large kind of like large piece of parchment that's been kind of rolled up, and she goes, Twyla, good to see you. Good to see you too, Juliet. And might I ask, who are you all? Big man. Or the woman. Sorry. No, whoever wants to go first.
He's the largest. You go.
Okay then.
I
My
almost
name
didn't see
is.
you behind him. Fair enough, to be fair, because he's
It
so
happens
big.
all the time.
Yeah.
Don't worry. You think I'm large? They are much bigger in personality. I guarantee it.
I know.
Yeah. So my name is Ariok Kingard. And that is all I'm going to say about that.
And I am Zalire.
All right. Strange. Anyway, and she kind of like comes over. These are what you were looking for, Twyla. I hate to say they appear a little bit out of date, but and she just kind of like unrolls them over across this table. This is the most recent set of plans that we have to date. Most of what is underneath the castle itself and things of that nature in upper and most of Middle Nilgrim is charted. However, as the city continued to kind of add on to more and more boroughs and neighborhoods, some are connected to the system, some are not. Most of the businesses are in some way, shape, or form, and generally do have access to the system from their locations, depending on the situation. And she kind of like goes ahead and shows you the plans. You see kind of like general kind of like, you know, it's hard to really discern kind of this general plans here, because unless you guys are cartographers or have a background in city planning, it kind of looks a little complicated. But with her kind of like helping and guiding you a little bit, go ahead and give me intelligence checks or investigation if you have proficiency. Investigator lady.
Okay. I don't think I can beat that.
Right.
My
20 and a 21.
16.
16. Okay. Twyla got an 11. Just so you know, Izzy, I actually am getting your checks in Foundry, because when you click them in D&D Beyond, I have it linked so it comes in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So with a 21, Zalire, you are this is like, you know, typical crap for you. Like, you're just like, whatever, I can read these in my sleep. You know, being the investigative type of person you are. And as you kind of like look at these plans, you can see a couple of very specific entry points or exit points that are kind of have access to certain parts of the sewer system underneath the inside of Middle Nilgrim, that would be kind of places where you would discern that if someone was going to hide a cult somewhere, probably be in this section here. There's two kind of like larger chambers that are kind of like abutted, affixed next to each other, that are kind of like a I don't want to call it a mixing station, but a mixing station. Kind of where a lot of the flows come in together before they kind of go and exit to another flow that goes eventually all kind of leads to one central pipe that goes out to the ocean. It's medieval times. They throw it all in the ocean. It is what it is. And you gather that those are probably the two kind of places where a cult might, especially given that the two chambers are kind of like abutted up next to each other and have connections with each other. Most parts of the system lead in here. You can still traverse the entire system, because it's not like it's just one it's one big pipe, but each sides of the pipes have like each entryways like have like pathways on the other side. It's very stereotypical fantasy sewer pipes. So you can see that from the plans, but then you also see these kind of like two larger chambers that are kind of abutted next to each other.
So she's gonna point at those and just look at the lady and say, and where would the entrances or the easiest way to access this area?
Well, you can either go up through the main exit pipe, would be one way to go. I mean, there's an access point just behind the library in Middle Nilgrim. There's another access point here at the castle. There's another access point. There's probably access points in Lower Nilgrim, to be perfectly honest. Like I said, these things, once the city started growing rapidly, it kind of, you know, there's only so many things we could track, and how people's excrement got into the sewer system was not our highest priority at the time. It was more making sure that everyone who kept flocking to the city was kept fed. So could be possible that there's some locations in Lower Nulgrim you could check, but the one behind the library is maintained by the castle guard and things of that nature. The one inside the city walls is also, or inside of the castle walls, is also maintained by the Crimson Regiment. If there's other access points in the city that aren't on this map, they could be open for anyone to jump in, but they'd be hard pressed to get anywhere inside of the actual castle itself, because there are a lot of places where, and you can see that there are individual locations on the map where it's like kind of like locked and guarded, like there's like a grate or something like that kind of like allows water to flow, but you have to have access to get through, and like so there are safety precautions put in place for that kind of stuff if people are going to try to tunnel into the castle, but doesn't mean that someone couldn't find their way in and organize a cult.
Will the city guard try to stop us from entering?
Oh no, but we can ensure that that does not happen. You can enter in from whichever direction you want to.
Well, we can try the most direct route, looking at the crew, or travel a bit and make it look more natural.
Well, I think it depends on what our plan is as far as going in with stealth or going in with violence. Yeah, if we go in with stealth, if we follow in the way Gregory would go, we run the risk of causing some confusion if that's not a common era or way for the cult to meet. If they come in from different areas and meet in the center, but we run the risk of guessing. Now, if we just go in, kicking down the door, slinging spells and swinging a big sword, then bloody hell doesn't matter. Might as well follow Gregory, because he's going to lead us right to him, yeah?
If we find Gregory.
If we find well, yeah, we should probably.
And also, what, I know I'm a person who worries a lot, but what if they have a password?
Then I'm going to give him what I like to call the universal password, which is sword. It opens every door.
Well, yeah. Okay.
And if that fails, I can also, pick any lock or whatnot. If he, puts the sword through the eye hole of the door before it is unlocked, which has happened in the past.
Yeah. Oh, I'm surgical with this. Oh, wait a minute. All right, I had a brain blast. Don't one of you read minds?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, we could. If there's a password, you can get it from them. Yeah.
How do you know that I've been reading your mind?
I know one of you said that you could. I wouldn't know what it's like when my mind is read. I don't think I've ever had my mind read. I don't know what that would be like.
And I just
Not by me.
Whispered to Salieri, I'm lying. I'm not reading his mind. Okay, we can do that. I guess that's like a last resort. Yeah, and if not, we just knock him or hurry. We just walk past.
Yeah. And we can put up guards around any part of the town that we think they'd pop out of. Just so if we can't, catch them all and they make an escape, the guards are sitting there waiting for them. Get them in prison, honestly, is probably a lot easier than trying to get a confession out of them right then and there.
Instead of killing them all, catching them all sounds best. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. If we stay I was thinking that if we knock the guard out and one of us stays there, we can knock out everyone who comes. We'll have a lot of people, knocked out in the door. But okay, that's just foolish. So okay, so we are going to go the route that these guys are going to take, and dressed up as them. If there is a password, I will use my strange mind powers to get the password. Because I could say they're cool, but sometimes they are not. So, and if that doesn't help, we are going to knock them out and go on.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan, or do you want to add or do something else?
If we do find Gregory, I could also potentially disguise myself to look like Gregory. If we knock Gregory out and then head in ahead of you slightly. Something to think about. Plan B.
That's also a plan, and remember that you need to be an asshole, because they say he's an asshole.
I'll try not to speak because my voice may not be what Gregory sounds like.
Yeah, true. Maybe you just grunt like, now we keep it. Yeah, like that.
All right.
Okay.
I'll practice.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, considering it's about noontime, is there anything else you want to do? Or are you guys gonna want to just wait it out until nighttime?
I think waiting out until nighttime is the way to go. I mean, we've prepped this thing up and down, and if we over prep, we'll just lose focus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We have to
probably.
eat and maybe take a short nap. And,
Take a short rest in case we expended any short rest things. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Short rest things and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, spells, abilities. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just fast forward a little bit as you guys. It's the evening time. Probably around 9-10 o'clock. You begin your kind of stakeout. Waiting for this Gregory. Hoping to catch a glimpse of him. As you're all kind of... I would like everyone to give me stealth checks so you're trying to find a good place to hide too. Because you guys gotta watch and hide at the same time.
Hold on.
I know Ariok is excited.
Oh, buddy, with that +3, hold on. Am I wearing any armor?
Probably
I'm wearing
not.
chainmail.
Oh,
no.
well, then
Mm.
that's gonna change things for you.
Wait, am I? No, maybe. Yes, I am. I got because I had cloak of protection on. Okay. Oh, buddy.
I think you're... I don't know if you're actually wearing chainmail. Hold on. I don't
Yeah,
think you...
I think I.
I
So,
have you
sorry,
in.
what?
I have you in here as armored defense barbarian gives you 17.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you have
an armored
chainmail.
defense.
You have chainmail. You're not wearing it. You just have it.
Whew. Okay, then we'll take the first of the two rolls, and that will not be the worst. It'll be an 18 stealth check for me.
Okay.
Better than me.
Juliet rolled a 6.
that's part of her charm.
Yeah,
Part of her charm.
Part of her charm, ruining all stealthy operations. As you all kind of like hunker down here, you all are kind of close together, kind of behind a few crates and barrels that are kind of like, you're actually technically on the docks too. So you can actually hear a little bit of the sounds of the ocean and the waves kind of crashing in and out. As you're all kind of like taking this opportunity to kind of stay quiet and stealth. There are areas on this beach and on these docks that are a little bit slippery, and you all are kind of like huddled together, and Juliet kind of like gets like loses her balance and just kind of like slips and starts to fall, and she's like starting to fall. I would say, Ariok, you have a chance here. Go ahead and give me a
Athletics check to like grab her before she
Yeah.
falls.
Yeah, let's go athletics check.
Okay. So this will be a 17 as I reach out and try to.
Yeah, Juliet's not light.
scoop
You're able
her.
to just like, and she's just like, thanks.
Yeah.
No, thanks.
Just kind of picks up, puts back down, pats on head.
And it's a good thing because as this happens, you actually see what appears to be 2 or 3 individuals just kind of like look around and begin making their way into the sewer pipe. walking at a normal speed. Dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Okay, that's enough.
It's our opportunity.
Don't sue me. Yeah, they begin making their way inside.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready when you are.
So I'm gonna cast seeming, like I'm gonna watch the people that are passing by to be like very sure of what they're wearing, and to see if their faces are covered. If their faces are not covered, then I'm gonna change our faces a little bit so we are
Okay.
not as recognizable.
Give me a perception check to see if you can see what they look like.
Okay. I don't know what I'm whispering.
It's because you're role playing.
Ah, that's an 11.
Oh.
Actually, as she's like looking, Zalira is gonna step forward and be like, "Excuse me, good sir, do I know you?"
And
Try to get them to turn around.
one of the just
Yes, yes.
he turns around and
Stepping
like
out.
yeah, it gets a little bit closer. Twilight, you can make another check to get one.
I see you.
And he just kind of like,
I think we went out on a date once. Wasn't that you, Joe?
he just kind of like rolls his eyes and just like, he just starts walking off down the docks in the opposite direction, away from the sewers now.
So Zalira's gonna look back.
He was
at
like
them,
he was like the last one out of the three, and like they kind of went in different kind of like a little bit staggered, so they weren't like all together. So like this one just kind of like spooked, kind of just like walks off in a different direction.
I think you just saved him. Good job, Solari.
So Zalira is gonna follow up behind, and is gonna attempt to do like one of those come up behind with the knife and be like,
Okay.
"Stop moving. Come with me if you want to live." Sort of.
Bless you.
Thank you. Okay. Give me another stealth check. And then actually give me a sleight of sorry, too late. Yeah, okay. Then give me a sleight of hand check.
If I see her moving like that, I'm gonna cast Bless because she's doing weird stuff to
Okay.
try and help her.
Okay. Does bless
Let me see.
has a verbal component? Okay. Okay. All right.
I think saving throws and attacks, right? Plus. Saving throws and attacks, is that plus?
It might be
Yeah.
ability.
Yeah.
Is it ability checks too or no?
No.
Makes attack roll or saving throw. That's it. Yeah, so attack rolls and saving throws.
And I'm going
And
to cast Bless on Ariok, Juliet, and Solari.
All
In
right.
case it goes south.
All right. They are all blessed beings. There's the waves. But yes, you go ahead and cast bless, and you're able. You like kind of begin to sneak up behind him. He does not really pay attention to the fact that you're behind him, and you just kind of bring your dagger up behind his neck and get behind him, and he's just like.
She's gonna whisper. Hold on. Yeah. Menrith is disappointed in you. Come with me.
Give me an intimidation check with advantage.
That was really harsh. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, with advantage.
That was the top roll.
Oh. Oh, right. Okay. Yep. I see that. I see that now. Okay. And he's just like, okay. And he just like kind of starts like doing the little back shuffle as he's just kind of like,
She's gonna bring him back to the group.
okay.
And as she approaches, she's gonna look at everybody over and be like, Menrith is disappointed in this one.
Oh, that's really bad.
You see a really good image of him now, Twyla. You know exactly what this one individual looks like.
So, what can he do, you know, to make it better? Because if not, you know, I don't feel his fate is gonna be really.
What is your name?
Bodvi. Bodvi.
Bolri or Bolvi?
Bodvi.
Bodvi.
I feel it in his energy. Do you know? Can you feel like what? Why is he angry with him? Disappointed in him? Did he do something wrong, or did he fail to do his task? He just feels like he's crossed.
All I know is, when you make Menrith angry, and you fail him, then you must be replaced. And we will have you replaced. Isn't that right? Daughter of Menrith. And I kind of look over at Twyla, like really like leading this on.
Yeah, who's gonna do the honors?
Juliet just kind of comes over, just slices his throat back right open. And she's just like, "Are we quite done?"
Juliet, we were playing.
Just me going, fucking hell, man.
I had him. All right. Just gonna kind of push him over the side. You saw his face.
Yeah.
Right, Twyla?
Do you want me to transform you as him?
Maybe a variation of everyone gets a variation. Different color hair.
You see, as you guys are having this discussion, Juliet begins to take out some vials and some bottles out of her pocket and begins to kind of like catch all the blood that's coming out.
Yeah, you do that, Juliet. So, come here, Solary. And I'm gonna
leave that.
5.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let this happen because I have no idea what's going on, and quite frankly, I don't think I want to.
Nope, you don't.
No clue.
If I see Solary looking at her, I'll just turn her head like a bit. Come on, you're going to be Bobby, just in case, because we have a name. And I do like this, and I transform her.
Mm-hmm.
So I go to Ariok and do the same thing, and I tell him, don't worry, everything's okay, don't mind her. And I'm gonna make him sort of a bit smaller, like try to make him one.
I mean, it's hard, but yeah, you can get him like maybe an inch shorter.
I think the spell says just 1 foot, because
yeah,
he's
yeah,
really
yeah.
tall.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, to make him more.
Now he just looks like a really tall guy instead of a massively tall guy.
But remember that if you pass through, you are still going to knock the roof if it's too short. Okay, so be careful with that. And I stand beside Juliet, and if she's still working her.
She's filled up about 6 or 7 of them. She kind of just tucks them in her pack. And she's just like, oh yeah, I got what I need for at least a couple weeks.
So I'm going to do the same. She's gonna be like a Budbee, but with a different coloring, like sort of like similar patches. And I'm gonna do the same for me. And I think we are ready to go.
All right. So you begin making your way to the sewers, I assume, right?
Delira in front as Blodby. Blood.
But I don't know.
It's Bodvi.
Bodvi.
VODVI.
Bodvi.
Bodvi.
Bodvi. All right, so they're in front. All right, so you begin your slow but fun trek into into these caverns. Gotta find all my noises. Come on, do the thing. There we go. All right. So begin making your way. I'm gonna do it every time. You begin making your way into this with the Zelyria in front. The cave system, the sewer system, as you're kind of traveling through here, is rather dark. Not so dark that you can't see, but there's a little bit of torchlight here that's been lit, probably not by anybody, probably by somebody that's down here now, as you would probably infer that sewers aren't typically just have torches lit. So you can kind of like working your way through. I'd like everybody to just give me a perception check, really.
That's a 12 for Ariok.
Okay. For area, 12 for red.
And it's a 13 for me.
A lot of a lot of interesting rolls here.
They're all equally nervous.
Apparently. I think Juliet's just like taking a nap right now. Juliet rolled a 1.
Do I get to add my proficiency to this perception, right? Because if so, I have that reliable talent.
It says it's a +5. Let me just double check. Sure.
So the reliable talent will allow me to make my
perception. Yeah.
So it's a 10. So it's a 15.
Right. Yep.
I need to remember that.
So,
You should remember that.
are we inside the sewers already, or we are just entering?
You're kind of just entering.
You guys, I can also use a spell, and we can all speak telepathically, so we don't have to use our voices. Maybe that can help. So
Okay.
I'm gonna cut that. I'm looking for it. Go.
As you all are making your way into these tunnels, like I said, there is torchlight. A lot of grime kind of like licks up the sides of these walls here, as there is kind of like 2 paths, one on either side, with occasionally crossings. Every probably like 30 or so feet, where you can cross between from one side to the other, as well as some staircases leading down closer to the water, if you ever wanted to do that. And some just general outlets and things of that nature that are kind of coming in and kind of like creating this kind of flow of water that's kind of coming down this chamber. You can see some of the moisture that kind of clings to the ceiling and some of the walls of this chamber kind of like drip down as you're kind of walking through. It's not the funnest. And yes, it does smell like this like kind of foul, sulfurous. It smells like sewer. Not gonna go. If I tell everybody that it smells like sewer, you know what it smells like. I ain't going into much more detail than that. And you kind of like, take your cloak and kind of like cover your face. I mean, Zelyria's already doing that every day anyway, so it doesn't matter for her. But everyone else, you kind of have to like guard your face as you're kind of like coming down here. Zalire, you're the only one. Maybe.
So I use the spell Rari's telepathic bond so
Mhm.
we can connect just in case.
Okay. Zalire, you're the only one that notices. Actually, let me double. You're the only one who notices what appears to be some sort of like movement in the water that kind of like flows down this central chamber. This kind of like almost like something just like popped up and popped down.
She's gonna stop where she is,
Mhm.
and then turn to the group and be like, "Oh, well, we got the telepathic thing." She's still gonna do this, and then to the water, but then telepathically, what does that mean? But she's gonna say to them, be on the lookout, something in the water.
That sounds horrible. Because if something lives there, it must be horrible.
Yes.
So is there a path that where we can walk and there's no water as far away from the water? Or track? Can we follow the track of the people that came?
So you guys are having this conversation. You eventually actually see this, whatever this thing is, begins to kind of almost like begins to surge out of the water, kind of covered in like raw sewage. You also get this like intense feeling of warmth exuding from whatever this entity is, as this kind of like wave of foul excrement and heat just kind of like comes off of this creature as it surges out of the water. It begins to steam rises off of the water as it comes out of here. And as it does, you see these large kind of like grasping tendrils begin to kind of like swoosh and swirl around and begin to fire out at you all. Oh yeah, we're rolling initiative.
Tentacles are bad! I scream like tentacles are bad!
I think now is not the I think now is not the time to worry about subtlety at this point.
No.
I think we could stop talking in our minds now.
It's gonna stay for an hour, don't worry.
She's gonna, Zalire is gonna swear in Vidalcan. Whatever that sounds like. Kind of like a fish sound.
Yeah.
Blub, blub, blub.
Glubber, glubber, glubber. And as you kind of swear in glubber, 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 it is your turn. What would you like to do? As this like creature of almost like molten hot sewage with a large central eye and this big kind of like kind of gaping mouth begins to just kind of surge up and just start thrashing tentacles at all of you. What would you like to do?
Tentacles. How far away?
Tentacles. Creature is about 10 feet away from you.
Okay.
I
So
have to reload. I think.
Okay.
So I am going to. Oh, I see. Sorry, I was not looking there. I'm going to cast. Nope, I'm not. I gotta figure out what this thing is first. Going to run over here,
Mm-hmm.
and then
You should be able to
throw...
drag your token, I believe.
Okay. Oh, I can.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, and then throw the dagger.
Okay. Go ahead and
Returning.
throw your dagger of returning at this creature.
It is a. Nope. You know what? I'm sorry.
Why
I am
are you
not
sorry?
going to. I'm not going to move. because instead I am going to use my bonus action to
Steady aim.
to do a steady aim, so that I get advantage.
All right, so we'll put you back there. So go ahead and roll one more attack.
All right. Okay.
Hits. So go ahead and roll damage.
Damage plus sneak attack because I gave myself advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
4 points of damage, and then go ahead and roll your sneak attack.
all right. $66
Mm-hmm.
of damage.
Yes, please.
All right, here we go.
Ah. There they are. 18 points of damage. All right.
There they are.
Yeah. You should be able to just click, if you're doing it in Foundry, there is a sneak attack button in there that'll roll it all for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I didn't just roll 27 when I did it as an example. All right.
I cannot move as a result of my steady aim.
Yes, ma'am. That brings us to Ariok.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to move towards the creature.
Okay.
And once I get within melee distance, even if I have to like jump down into the water to get to him.
I wouldn't say you have to jump down. I mean, there is like a little bit of a pathway right here, so you can like just jump down to that level.
Okay. Yeah, I'll jump down that level right there. And does this? I mean, I can see what it is from the token, but I'm just curious about metagaming. Does this appear to be a fiend to me?
This creature does not appear to be a fiend. No, appears to be some sort of monstrosity.
I see. Well, I think we are still going to enter a rage and reckless attack as I power swing at it, or use my great weapon master swing at it. Okay, so that will be, where is my character sheet? There you go. So I'm rolling it home, and I know we want to do that with other systems. Unfortunately, I'm not all
That's okay.
in there yet myself mentally, but that would be 23 to hit with a power attack swing of my rage sword.
Yeah, that absolutely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Kick ass, and I'm going to smite because hell yeah. So that's, and I'm just gonna do a quick level 1 smite, and that should be enough. Okay, that's good. That's very good. Okay, so that would be 24 and 16 is, why am I blanking on this?
24 plus 16
40.
is 40. Yeah.
40. There we go. Wow, math is not my strong suit today.
40
Holy
points
crap.
of damage.
Woohoo! And technically I have one more attack, which I will do. Nope, I will miss with a 2 in the die face. I'm guessing a 12.
Yeah, 12 is not going to hit now.
Yeah.
As you just go, and as you like throw your dagger returning, it just kind of, you see it kind of like, and then it returns back to your hand. You come in with your power swing, and you see like a lot of this like kind of sludge just kind of like splashes off against the wall. Yeah, that's gross. All right. That is gonna bring us to the creature's turn. The creature has multi-attack, so it is going to it's gonna go ahead and try to use a tendril strike. Well, at you, Ariok, because you're right there.
Mm-hmm.
Because why not?
Yeah.
That is gonna be an 8 to hit. It's terrible. It is then going to go ahead and target Zalire with a tendril. That's gonna be a 21 to hit. For 4 points of fire damage. But you are grappled. And I believe you are also restrained. You are grappled.
I'm going to use my reaction to do uncanny dodge, but so just
has the damage, yeah.
Has the damage, but I'm still stuck. But I'm squishy, so everything.
And you're also restrained, so you have disadvantage on strength checks and strength saving throws, as well as all the things that come with restrained, which includes speed is 0. Can't benefit of any benefit to your speed. You have disadvantage on attack rolls. Creatures have attack advantage on you if you're within 5 feet of the creature and attacks you. Fun. It is then going to go ahead and target Twyla with a tendril. We'll take you did 4, so you have not that many. Oops, that many hit points. You only lost 2 hit points. Okay. Is gonna go ahead and attack Twyla with a tendril. That's a 17. That's gonna miss. Twyla's actually got AC. And then one more attack at Juliet because she's within range. That is going to be a 19 to hit, which does hit for 8 points of fire damage. And then the creature will use its real ability, which allows it to pull the creatures 25 feet closer to her that it has grappled, which includes Juliet and Zalire. It is then going to use its bite attack on Zalire because you hit it first. Logic. It does get advantage on the strike. That is gonna be a 26 to hit, which I do believe hits.
Yeah.
Why aren't you rolling the dice, please? Okay, I'll just roll it. That's gonna be 28 points of fire damage as the creature just bites down on you, and you feel this kind of like, not only is it kind of like it feels as this creature is just like throwing these tendrils out, you can feel like the heat just kind of singes against you all, and you can, for the sakes of this, while you're also grappled by the creature, you are also burning, not on fire, but you are getting burn damage, residual burn damage every time this creature has you grappled. And then it goes ahead and as it bites, you can feel this like white hot like kind of breath like come up as it comes to, and almost like the same piercing kind of like as it tears into your flesh. Yeah, that's its turn. That brings us to Twyla.
Terrible. How is Zalire looking? Is she looking like
Alive.
Is she looking
Alive.
Ariak?
She's like, ah!
Let's try to. I don't know. What are you? Guiding bolt.
Guiding bolts. All right. Go ahead and make your attack with your guiding bolt.
I'm gonna try to mark it. Let's see.
And don't worry too much about it. You can just cast it. I'll figure it out. 23 absolutely hits. Go ahead and roll damage. 18 points of radiant damage. And the next attack on it has advantage with the guiding bolt coming out and this big streaking arc of what color is your guiding bolt?
He's gonna be purple.
This purple radiant kind of like exuding energy just kind of hits into this creature. It's like anything else in your turn, Twyla? That was your action. You have bonus action movement.
So I think Bless is already gone, right? From
Yes. There it is. I always miss the beat drop.
So I want to use 1 sorcery point, and
Okay.
I'm going to use Mind Sliver.
Okay. If it works, it'll get a D4 against it. I believe it is it might be an intelligence saving throw, actually.
Intelligence say, yeah.
Yep. More and more people are using that spell against me. Natural 1 for a -1.
Oh wow.
So
Yeah, that is a 11 points of psychic damage, and the creature has a D4 against it the next time it makes a saving throw. Very good.
good luck.
That brings us to Juliet. Juliet is going to, well, she has advantage on the strike, so she might as well just go ahead and do it. She is going to.
Is she not restrained anymore? Was she restrained?
Oh, she's still restrained, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's restrained.
Oh, sorry. Can I move a little back away from the guy? Like,
You can move wherever you want there, dear. Don't worry about it. Drag and click and drag. There you go.
I'm still here. I'm just trying to be safe. And I love the barrel. There's a barrel going down the sewer.
Lyra can't
Yeah.
hear you over her own screams.
Yeah, there is a barrel that's like just flying down there. I'm just trying to figure out. I feel like we were trying to. I don't know why I didn't figure this out before this, but that's okay. I don't believe she actually has not wild, extra attack, as a hex blade. Thought she did. I don't think that is his thing. But what she will do is she will, first she's gonna hex the creature. Oh wait, she doesn't have hex, that's right. Hexblade's curse. Everything confuses me. She's gonna get a bonus of damage of +4, and she'll crit on a 19 or a 20. Beautiful. So Hexblade's curse on the creature. And then she will go ahead and make her strike. She it would be disadvantaged because she's restrained, but because of the fact that the next attack on it has advantage because of guiding bolt, she can attack normally. So she will go ahead and attack with her sanguine pact weapon. Sanguine. That's gonna be a 25 to hit. That's absolutely gonna hit. Ends up dealing 11 points of damage, plus another 4 because of her Hexblade's curse. And was that what was the attack roll on that? 17. Okay. So yeah, that'll end her turn. That brings us back to Zalire.
All right, so I am restrained.
Correct.
I am not very strong.
Correct.
So, can I attack the? Nope. You know what? I'm close enough. I'm just gonna attack the creature that's in front of me.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack. It's at disadvantage because of the fact that you are restrained and grappled.
All right, and I get 2 attacks. Actually, I'm gonna go with my rapier and my dagger.
Okay. 2 attacks.
All right. Oops. Disadvantage. Come on. Nope.
An 11 is not
Yeah.
going to hit.
And with my dagger. 14?
Nope. Unfortunately, that does not hit either. As you're trying to like slash at this thing, and this thing's like, its actual form is kind of like hidden underneath this kind of like layer of caked on sludge and just kind of you get the idea. Not to get too detailed into it. All right. Anything else on your turn?
Nope, can't move. No.
All right.
That's all.
Ariel King God. What would
All
you like
right,
to do?
can I attack the tentacle that currently is holding Zamiri? I'm sorry, who's Zamiri? Zaliri.
Yes, you can. You can absolutely attack the tentacle. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
All right, because this is a teammate and they are important to me, I'm going to reckless attack this. Okay, Well, that's going to be a critical hit.
Okay.
So, why not smite it?
You're gonna smite the tentacle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, when you positively, absolutely have to get rid of a tentacle, call on smite overnight. We'll make
Okay.
sure that thing goes bye-bye.
Okay.
All right. And whoop. Cool. Okay. And whoop. Okay. Whoop. Okay, so there we are. All right, that's a total of 13, and 13 is 26. 26 plus 9 is 35. 35 and 6. 41.
Yeah, you
41
go
damage.
ahead and you take your great sword and you just like, and you see this creature as this like tentacle just so yeah, you absolutely destroy the tentacle that's got Zalire. Zalire, you are no longer restrained or grappled or anything. You are finally free from this disgusting molten hot turd creature. Anything else on your turn there, Ariak?
Yes, indeed. I'm going to attack it again directly with an extra attack. And
Okay.
out of weird curiosity, does cutting off one of the tentacles count as killing a target for the bonus action attack that Great Weapon Master gets? You can say no, it's fine. I was just curious.
I'm like, it's not really. I mean, it's still a lot. I'll say no for this one, just because.
Yeah, that's fair. Well,
You
I'm
didn't-
gonna
You cut off a tentacle. You didn't kill anybody though.
very fair and valid. So
bang bang! Don't sue me, Cactus Jack. Anyway.
oh, no, Mick seems like a cool enough guy. I don't think
Yeah.
he'd sue us for that.
No.
Even though we're both wearing the uniform. So I am going to power swing this and smite it because again I rolled another critical 20.
Oh my god. Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
All right. Okay, that's a little better. I'm seeing some good numbers here. I like those numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see, 5, 10, 12, 15, 18, 23, 28, 44 damage.
Okay, 44 points of damage. Yeah, how do you want to kill this thing? Like, Jesus, like, come on, like.
Oh, I forgot I was raging. That was 40. That was 46. Anyway.
Yeah. So who do you want to attack with your extra attack? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna attack the air. I don't know. So
Yeah.
with the giant like butcher's knife chop strike, just severing the tentacle. I kind of do that big swinging backhand golf swing with this one piece of metal with a kind of metal rod going up the spine of it, kind of making it a great sword. And as a giant swing across the gut, I kind of activate the smite, and the lion roars as holy energy just pours into it. On the swing, I turn around so my back's to it. I'll kick ass like a Power Ranger flick, and then I let it die.
Yeah, and as you do, it's just like as the giant turd goes into the earth, into the water, and goes away. Thank goodness. I created it. I don't know why I made it. I don't know why I put it into existence, but I made it.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah, you absolutely murder this thing. Well, not murder, you know what I mean.
I will to watch that. That will absolutely never happen again.
Oh my.
Probably
Oh
won't.
man.
Celery.
Well, no,
let's
I mean the double crit smite. If that happens
the
again.
The double crit smite? Yeah, I don't know about that. That might be a little tricky.
Mhm.
I
Oh,
love that
goodness.
celery.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some
only got, like,
tentacles randomly fall off. Someone just said check its pockets.
Check it for loot. You guys have found a turd.
It's
Yeah.
so dirty and smelly, and I cast prestidigitation like over the rose.
Ugh.
I think I have a potion. Do you want to take a potion because
I don't know if what's worse, the smell or the burning.
Probably the
you know,
burning.
Oh.
Probably the burning, actually.
I have a salve that can probably help with that. A healing salve.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Let me
It really
find that.
hurts.
And I'm gonna pass you a potion, so you can drink up. Let me see where I have that.
I'm not supposed to get that close. That's the exact opposite of what I try to do.
Well,
Thank you, Ariok.
you didn't try to get close. He
I did
pulled
not.
you. I saw him.
I mean, I was just doing my job, and I know you're not supposed to get close. You told me one day, you said, Ariok, I don't like getting close. And I said, well, we all have walls up, Siliri. Eventually you have to learn to take them down. And then you said, no, I don't like getting close to violets. And I said, oh, well, that's understandable. So I cut the tentacle off.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, but like just the tip. The rest of it's fine. But everything from there up where you were at, good as new. Good. You're safe.
Well, the tip is all you need, or so I hear.
So I can hand you the potion because I'm checking on my bag of holding and I just can't find the healing salve in my inventory. So sorry about
It's
that.
okay, take your time. Take your time.
Yeah,
Oh, that might be my fault.
It's just, see, I even cast like something to bring the item, but it doesn't appear. I can't.
Yeah, that might be my fault.
That's okay, but
importing characters makes them go away. Makes items that don't
okay.
exist go away.
I'll just give you the potion and we will fix that.
Yeah.
Later.
Yep. Do you all continue on in the chamber? That potion, by the way, is 44 plus 4.
Okay. I'm gonna roll that now.
Mm-hmm.
44 plus 4. Got it. If it wants to cooperate.
It did. So that's 12 points of healing.
Okay, great.
Bring you back up to 51 out of 69. Anyway.
Nice.
We're horrible here. So as you continue to move on, you head off in the direction of where you think this cult activity would be. You kind of like navigate. You end up having to go down a kind of a strange kind of. You notice as the further you go in, the more awkward it gets. Like there's some areas where there's like just kind of random tunnels that kind of like they were saying, it's very possible that some of the plans are not completely accurate, which is kind of par for the course. But you do see kind of like weird etchings and markings everywhere once in a while. I would like somebody to helm a survival check to head into the direction that you intend. If you are proficient in it, and someone else is also proficient in it, you can either have advantage. Juliet has proficiency with a +5, but if anyone else has proficiency as well, she can do so at advantage, or if somebody else has a better bonus, they can also do it at advantage.
I somehow have a bonus, proficiency with a +7. So if
you can go ahead and make it at advantage.
All right. So far, so good. Okay, so that's gonna be a 19.
19. Okay, yeah, you're able to kind of continue to like navigate and slither. Sorry, I have that stupid snake thing from YouTube. Anyway, you navigate your way through, and you start to see like kind of more of these kind of. So you actually see. You kind of look closer and you notice that these markings that are on these walls are kind of swaths of some sort of dried reddish brown something. They're just kind of smeared across the wall. Closer you look.
Closer.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, go ahead and take. If you want to take a closer look, let me know. Go ahead and make an investigation check at advantage, because that's what you do. You're an investigator. It's a great feat. Find all the treasure.
Come on. 27.
Yeah, no. You definitely appears to be blood. Dried and probably weathered and been there for a while, but it's dried blood.
Blood.
Juliet just kind of like, they wasted. And
Wonder.
and you follow it for a little ways, probably about like 5-10 more minutes, until you start to hear the sounds of voices kind of off, distant, away from you. Footsteps. You get to kind of like near the edge, and you can see that there's this like kind of like a turn. And as you get closer, you kind of peer down, and you can actually see what appears to be a number of individuals like kind of off in the distance. As you kind of look down, you kind of like are able to kind of keep back. And we're gonna stop right here and pick this up next week. So we will pick it up here as you all are pursuing the cult of the flame here in the underbelly sewers of Nulgrim. Thank you everybody for sticking around with us. We'll change the music so that way it's not so scary and depressing. We appreciate having everybody here. We'll actually go back to our why don't we just go ahead and hang back in the tavern again? Why don't we? And hope you all had a good time. Congratulations again to Steamboat Willy Wonka for winning the dice giveaway. Thanks for everybody who followed us today. We had a number of viewers today. It was really, really quite awesome. We appreciate it. We'll hopefully be back next week, if not next week, the week after. Once holiday stuff starts going on, I do realize that I do know that on the Thursday before Christmas, I will not be available, as I will be traveling up to, do real life things and see parents stuff. So appreciate y'all for coming out to watch, and we'll see you all next time. Have a good night.
Bye.